I'm finally ranking my favorite moon signs from God tier all the way to just no thanks tier. Um, this video is just all like my personal favorite moon signs with all the experiences I have with each one. And, you know, everyone I've met, I haven't gotten all their moon signs. I've gotten a lot of them, but not all of them. So, obviously, this is going to be an extremely biased video. So let's just get right into it. So, Aries moons, I would say, is pretty easily considered love tier. And the reason why is because I originally used to just assume that Aries moons would kind of be like a heightened or a bit of like a hidden version of just like how Aries sun signs are. But that's absolutely not the case. Aries moons are just ultra confident, very like typically they're outgoing, and they're the kind of people that wear their heart on their sleeve. And one thing about them as well is that they're very, very like simple. They're usually not very complicated. Like, if you want to like read an Aries moon or know how they feel about you, it's usually pretty easy to be able to tell that. So, definitely one thing I actually really love about Aries moons. So yeah, I mean, they're love tier. One of my best friends is Aries Moon. She is great to be around, fun to be around, and I never have to really guess how she feels about me because I would know, you know, if she didn't like me, you don't understand what I mean? Or if like I did something wrong, you'd be able to tell. And they make it very obvious how they feel. And also, I used to think that they would be violent, but they are very non-violent. Like, they still don't, it's not that they don't like confrontation, but it just because they're an Aries moon doesn't mean like, you know, they really want to fight a bitch. No, it's not always like that. Taurus moons, I put an okay tier. And the reason for that is a Taurus moon, like, you cannot have a Taurus moon that isn't, I mean, I guess depending on how the chart is, but typically they're extremely giving. Like, in their heart, they are such, like, genuine and kind people. But depending on other aspects and depending on how they really are, if you get a certain combination, probably like an Aries Mars or something along those lines, what you get is someone that is a ticking time bomb. And, you know, like, they're so giving, but there's like an extent, you know? Like, if they've been all but kind and, you know, like bending over backwards for you, and if you don't like appreciate that to a certain extent, or, you know what I mean, if they just have so much bottled up shit, that sometimes can leak over into their relationships. How I know this is because my dad is a Taurus moon, and he, as loving and giving and, you know, he's so driven, like, he gets shit done and he has no issue sharing. Like, even when we didn't have much money, I still had the childhood of my dreams. Like, he always made sure we had everything that we wanted. But with that came anger issues. And so, you know, it's like, I can't I mean, it's hard. It really depends on other placements in the chart. Like I said, like an Aries Mars or something. But I guess Taurus should actually be love tier, because I can't really base that off of, you know, one person. Granted, I know that person extremely well, but can't really base it off one. Gemini moons. I love Gemini moons. They are super fun, very like you could have the most interesting conversations you've ever had with someone with a Gemini moon. I've had a lot of best friends, and like my current relationship, Gemini moon, you know? And yeah, they're just like, they're so easy and fun to talk to. Like, a perfect example of conversation with the Gemini moon is one of my old best friends. We would sit in our car after hanging out with our whole friend group and just talk about what ice cream flavor we think like everyone in our friend group would be, like including ourselves. And we would talk and kind of like, not really debate, but kind of debate and give reasons for why this person is raspberry ice cream, why this person is you know, chocolate chip or mint chocolate chip or something, you know what I mean, like shit like that. Like there's not many other like placements you can really do that with, but Gemini Moon, it's just we've always had conversations like that, and it's always actually so fun and interesting to talk about. So, and the only reason they would strike lower for me is just because they actually tend to shut down with their emotions. Like, they definitely should be communicating it more than any other moon sign. Gemini Moon should be communicating the way that they feel. But I've noticed they're one of two ways. They are either absolutely telling everyone they know all their issues constantly, where you're going to be getting a lot of phone calls to hear about, like, the same guy that pissed them off 2 weeks ago, you know? Or they're going to be on the opposite end where, you know, shit's really going on in their life. Like, a lot of issues are happening, you know, and they will never talk about it. Never. They'll never bring it up. You won't be able to see it. Or maybe you could see it, but if you ask, they're like, no, I'm just tired. And they'll just avoid it. They can be extremely, extremely avoidant. And then Cancer moons. Now, I'm biased. I'm a Cancer moon, and I love Cancer moons. They're so warm, and they feel like home, you know? And obviously for me it would be that way because I am a Cancer moon, so it's super biased. Like, I love Cancer moons, love talking to them. I never, like, second guess myself of, you know, like, if they're having a good time around me, or, you know, like, that people pleaser side of me that I've been trying to finally click off and not do anymore, never really activates around Cancer moons, because I already know how it is. Like, I already know they like my company. I already know, like, as long as I'm kind and polite and I don't make them feel uncomfortable, we're good, you know? And I don't know, they're such sweethearts, and I feel like they have, like, so much emotional overwhelm going on constantly, where, you know, if you're gonna be with a Cancer moon, strap yourself in, get ready, make sure you're the type of person that can deal with, like, you know, I don't want to say emotional reactivity, because you shouldn't have to put up with things that are, like, you know, borderline, I don't want to say abusive. I know Cancer moons can definitely be emotionally reactive, but if you can't handle an emotional partner, maybe, I don't know, maybe find a good outlet. Like, I don't know, Cancer moons are going to, like, torture the way that you feel out of you if they have to. Like, they're gonna make you talk. And, like, so if you're not a good communicator of your emotions, be prepared pursuing a Cancer moon. They are gonna want to know how you feel all the time, constantly. But for me, I love that. I love being asked how I feel. Okay, and then Leo moon. Now, this one's hard for me to place because I've had some very not ideal situations with Leo moons, and I've also had some pretty good ones. It's hard. I'm just gonna put them in meh tier, because the experiences I had that were not very good were so bad that they don't belong up here at all until, I don't know, maybe someday I'll have a best friend that's a Leo moon, and they're, like, the most amazing person in the world, and I love them, and then they could actually make it up that far. But with the experiences I've had, I cannot reasonably put them above okay tier at all. So Leo moons are 9 times out of 10, they feel that the world revolves around them, people revolve around them, and that isn't too much of a problem for the sole fact that the world kind of, not the world, but, like, the people around them kind of do. When there's a Leo moon in a social situation, typically people are revolving around them, and, like, they're able to bring people together. They're able to make people feel super comfortable, and Leo moons are one of the easiest moon signs to talk to, easiest to get along with, like, and they're so confident. Like, the only Leo moons that I've met that aren't confident are ones that are pretending to be very confident. And those are usually the ones, like, if you have a Leo moon that is insecure, my advice is to run, because when they are in you know, they're light and they're very confident, that actually leaves room for them to be empathetic. But if they're extremely insecure and extremely, you know, paranoid, avoid it. Avoid that, I would say. I mean, obviously give everyone a chance. Who knows? You know, you don't know what else is interacting in the chart to make someone that way, but yeah, they will go to any length for attention on the downside, on the other side. Anything for attention, anything for, like, especially with Leo Moon women, anything for male validation. Like, these are the pick-me's, these are the, like just dying for that validation. So, I don't know. And it's definitely hard because obviously there's always going to be a reason in their life why they are that way. And it sucks because they're some of the coolest, easiest to talk to people in the world. My old friend that was downright, like, our friendship shouldn't have lasted more than 2 months. Her and I were best friends for like 3.5 years. Because I just couldn't let her go because she was so fun and so great to be around. But yeah, it was not an ideal friendship whatsoever. So yeah, sorry Leo Moons. Not saying that you are this type, but I wouldn't be surprised if you are, you know what I'm saying? Virgo Moons. So Virgo Moons, I'm just going to put in okay tier. Because I feel like with Virgo Moons, it's not usually the moon sign itself that makes me like them. Like, I have family with Virgo Moons, and for me, it's kind of just, like, part of the way that they operate, and what makes them emotionally stable or unstable is very dependent on, like, their routine and how much they feel like they are living up to their own expectations and stuff. And I don't know, I feel like it doesn't, how do I explain this? It's not like a make or break for me. It's just kind of like yeah, that's just how you are, you know, and that's fine. You can be that. It doesn't bother me, nor do I like it necessarily. It's just, that's just who you are, and that's cool, and I accept that. So that's why I'd put Virgo Moon in okay tier. They're very routine oriented. Like, I guess they can be kind of, I guess, a little bit annoying when it's like, hey, so let's make dinner plans so everyone's free around 5 tomorrow or this day. Do you think you can do that? Oh no, that's when I go for my walk. Well, do you think you can go for a walk after? Like, this is when everyone's free. No, I can't reschedule my walk. I have to go on my walk when I have it scheduled in my day. I always go to walk at 5. I'm not changing that for a dinner. And it's like, oh, okay. But also at the same time, I get it. You know, I'm not too annoyed by it. And then great things about them are how, like, how much they serve the people around them and how much they enjoy serving people. And I use the word serve because I feel like that's more of the way that the energy is. It's not in like a, you know, like a Cancer Moon way or a Taurus Moon way where it's like a Taurus Moon is going to give you like money. They are going to make sure you are doing well and you are happy and you are like everything that you need taken care of. A Taurus Moon is going to make sure you got that. Cancer Moons are going to make sure you're emotionally fulfilled and you're emotionally okay, and they're going to constantly be checking in. Virgo Moon is more like serving you, like acts of service. Like, that's very, very Virgo Moon for sure. But they also love to receive it too. So, yeah, I like Virgo Moons, but wouldn't say love, you know? Libra Moons, I'm also going to put in okay tier. Just because I don't have the most experience with them, but I feel like they're great. They're very approachable. They have this, like, very, like, charming and calming, like, aura to them. They aren't, like, magnetic necessarily like a Leo is or a Scorpio, but they make, like, the way that they look and when you see them or when you start talking to them makes you want to talk to them more. They're very alluring in a conversational and physical type of way. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to say with that. I mean, I know Libra Moons really don't like conflict, and it will eat them up if there's conflict with friends or even family, but especially, like, friendships or relationships. When there's, like, turmoil or something going on, Libra Moons are not okay, and they need that shit solved immediately, which I get because I'm a Libra sun, so I get to an extent, but I know it runs a lot deeper with Libra moons. I'm more okay with conflict than a Libra moon would be, I think. And then we have Scorpio moons. No offense to all the Scorpio moons. I know there's good ones out there somewhere, but I haven't ever met them. Never met them. In my experience, every single Scorpio moon, granted, every Scorpio moon I've met has been a man. I don't know if that explains it, but they tend to be very manipulative, very emotionally, like, abusive. They love control. They love to, like, sink their claws into people, and they are really good at what they do. I dated a Scorpio moon for almost a year, and yeah, I would never relive a second of that relationship. There's not one thing I would want to go back to. They know how to control you. They know how to, like, pull on your strings and, like, on your heartstrings, and, like, I don't know. It's just not my thing. A very positive thing, though, is their intensity and their magnetism. You can feel it with a Scorpio moon. Before I even found out, like, my ex, before I even found out he was a Scorpio moon, I just had a feeling. I knew it. I knew he did. I could just see it in his eyes. I could feel it, and it was, like, that very intense, like, alluring type of energy. But turns out maybe that's just, like, a fear response. Maybe I was just scared and I ignored it. I don't really know, because it was not good, not ideal, not something I would ever want to relive or wish on anyone. Not even my worst enemies. I would not wish that relationship on anyone. Okay, and then Sagittarius moons. They're also gonna go in okay. I'm gonna put them below Libra moon, and the only reason for this is because there's a lot of things to love about a Sagittarius moon, but I feel like I am not the right person to appreciate it to its fullest. I feel like a Sagittarius moon needs another Sagittarius moon, or someone with heavy, strong aspects in adventure and spontaneity, and, like, that, like, crazy, like, let's go skydiving. I just bought a skydiving class or whatever. It's a skydiving session. Let's go. Get ready. And yeah, I just feel like I am not that type of person. Like, I love spontaneous shit, but when I'm in the mood for it. I've been around Sagittarius moons before that, like, don't let you say no because they want you there so bad to go do something just completely random. Let's go drive 2 hours away, go to this beach, we're going to spend all day there, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. And it's like, dude, low-key, I just kind of wanted to, like, chill. Like, I do not want to go do all that right now. But they, like, don't let you say no. And that's one thing with Sagittarius moon, where it's like if I was dating a Sagittarius moon, or had, like, a really close friendship with one, I feel like I would kind of lose my fucking mind. They are great friends, though. A Sagittarius moon is the first one I'd call if I was thinking about, you know, anything spontaneous. If I'm like, you know what, next week there's an opening for skydiving, I'm gonna ring up my Sagittarius moon. Or, fuck it, I have enough money saved up, I don't work next week, let's take a trip to fucking Italy. A Sagittarius moon will probably just call off work and be, okay, we're there, I'm ready, I already bought the tickets, what do you mean, you know? So, great friends, but I personally would not want them to be, like, my absolute closest friends unless they could respect that I'm going to say no at least half the time you want to do some shit. Some crazy shit. Like, obviously not just hang out, but you know what I mean. If you're Sagittarius moon, you know what I mean. Capricorn moon. I love Capricorn moons. I'm going to put them below Cancer because I'm biased as a Cancer moon. But Capricorn moons, I feel, balance me out so well. Their stability and their down-to-earthness is literally like, it's like waves crashing on, like, a mountain. Like, I'm the waves, they're this immovable force. And it just feels so nice to have someone that, like, can take it. And I know that's fucked up, but Capricorn moons take it. and they don't complain. They don't hate doing it. They actually enjoy it most of the time. Like, I have a family member who is a Capricorn sun with a Capricorn moon, and him and his wife, like, are such total opposites, where his wife, she is very, like, sporadic, very all over the place. She's a Virgo with a Virgo moon. Crazy, right? And she is just, like, needs everything to be perfect, and do this, and do this, and do this. Honey, can you go do this for me? No problem, baby. Oh, shit, I forgot this. Call him. Hey, are you on your way back? Yeah. Can you turn back around and go get this, please? Sure thing, sweetie. You know, just, like, able to be that, like, strong, grounded force that, like, I just respect them so much. The fact that they're able to do that, and they're able to be so strong and so sturdy. And at least from what I've seen, maybe I haven't been close enough with a Capricorn moon, but they also seem like they really don't get angry often. Their emotions are, like, they're so good at regulating them that it probably rarely comes out. I mean, unless, depending on how young they are. I mean, the family members I'm talking about are, like, in their 40s and 50s, so, you know, maybe it's dependent on that. But also ones my own age that I've met, even back in high school, like, they always are, like, chill, very, like, nonchalant, like, calm, collected people. And I love that energy, and I would not mind being surrounded by Capricorn moons. I would just need one, like, maybe like a Pisces moon or something, where, you know, I need at least someone that I can be up in the clouds with, because it won't be a Capricorn moon. They are so, so, so grounded, and I love it. Love it. Oh, and they're so driven, too. They're gonna find a way to succeed. Okay, and then Aquarius moons. I gotta say, with Aquarius moons, this is probably gonna be one of the hardest ones for me to place, because I've had a lot of friends and a lot of experiences with Aquarius moons where it's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna put them at the bottom of love tier, because they have an undeniable, lovely, 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 lovely energy. Love being around them. Love how logical they are, like, with their emotions, and with basically, like, their outlook on life typically is, like, in a way kind of detached, but not in a harmful or, you know, well, no, some of them definitely can be harmful, but I don't know, they just have that, like, detachment to the ups and downs of life that can serve, like, they can be very grounding to be around, and they can, like, take, let's say something happens and I'm, like, going crazy because, I don't know, like, I broke a nail or something. Aquarius moon would just be like, you're good, it's gonna grow back, like, just chill out, just trim all the rest, done. And, like, you know what I mean, like, kind of just, like, that realness, oh, you can actually grow them back better. Okay, I'm finding out that was a terrible example, but I hope you know what I mean with, like they just give such logical explanations that it can help me ground myself. Like, oh, yeah, you're right, it's really not that big of a deal. Let me chill out. Let me calm down. And the only thing as to why they're not in God tier is because they are so freaking petty. They are so, so petty. Oh my god. I mean, I won't say all, but all the ones I've ever fucking met of Aquarius moons are so petty. Like, I can totally picture living with an Aquarius moon, and we get in an argument, whatever, and I think it's over, and, you know, we move on, and then I notice the towel in the bathroom is on the ground instead of hung up. Okay, I pick it up. I look at the mirror. The mirror has water on it. Okay, I wipe it up. I go into the kitchen. Pots and pans are left out after cooking instead of being in the sink or in the dishwasher. Okay, what's going on? And there's like, things that wouldn't usually be there, like, assuming that the Aquarius moon is, like, clean and keeps their shit clean. Now, suddenly, after we had an argument, now suddenly you can't just, like, do these small little things. And then you go and ask them, you're like, hey, I know you're just being petty. Like, come on. Oh, what? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I guess I just forgot. My bad. You know, like that fucking, ooh, man. Ooh, they can be petty. They can be passive aggressive, but usually it's pure just like pettiness. And they think it's hilarious too. They think it's so funny. Anyway, I still love Aquarius moons, but like, goddamn. Okay, and then Pisces moons. Now, Pisces moons, I have to put probably right there. And the reason why they are in love and they're not too high is, I'm sure you can tell what's coming, victim complex. That's the only reason they're not higher. But I love Pisces moons. I connect with no other moon sign the way that I connect to Pisces moons. I can usually tell when people have a Pisces moon because I can feel like the gushiness. Like they're so much more like, I'm really not liking the terms I'm using, but like gooey than a Cancer moon, which is mine. Cancer moons, like I've heard it explained, like Cancers represented by the crab, they have that hard shell and pincers to defend themselves and to hide behind. Scorpios have that stinger to lethally fucking kill, you know? And then Pisces have flight. Represented by the fish, all they can do is swim away as fast as they can. If it's fight or flight, they are out of there. Nope. So, Cancers can be defensive. Scorpios can be lethal. And then Pisces typically just run away and escape. And they get so sucked into escapism. And, you know, their coping mechanism usually always is some sort of escaping, some sort of, you know, trying to disconnect from reality. And even if life is great, they still, like, love that, like, otherworldly feeling. Like, they're in a different realm. And, of course, there's so many different things that could be. Sometimes it's love. Sometimes it's drugs. Sometimes it's, like, video games. Or, you know, something that, like, consumes them. Something that they can get lost in. And I definitely relate to that to a certain extent. And I have a Pisces rising as well. So I definitely, like, twofold understand Pisces. And I feel very, very, very connected to them. Probably because they're in my first house, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, they're so sweet, and I know they have great hearts, but with the victim complex stuff, it really can be almost friendship ending. Like, one of my best friends is a Pisces moon, and, yeah, there's been one time, 2 times-ish, where we almost completely stopped being friends because he couldn't, like... I don't even remember exactly all the details, but it was like not being able to communicate well, and instead, like, you know, I say something that offended him, and instead of speaking with, or just asking me, what do you mean by that? Or anything in the moment, went totally silent, acted totally normal, and after 1 week, acting completely normal, sends me a huge paragraph of why it offended him so much, why that was so wrong to say, and why he literally looks at me different because of what I said. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And it's a week later. I had no idea that I was, like, misunderstood that way. And literally as soon as I explained it, he felt horrible and was like, oh my god, I didn't know that's what you meant. Because it was literally a complete misunderstanding. And it was like, oh my god. And then now he feels super guilty. And now I'm comforting him for misinterpreting me and telling me that he sees me as a different person because of something that he misunderstood. And it's like, you know, like, that, like, definitely my advice to you, if you are a Pisces moon, please just ask. Just communicate. In the moment, you know, like, the more you, like, I get that Pisces moons need to work out their feelings, but I also feel like with that much time of sitting on it and, like, being upset and not saying anything, I feel like your resentment is only gonna grow, and then once you do confront, it's gonna come off totally, like, what the hell, you know? So, I love you, Pisces moons, but please work on yourself. please, I still love you, but please, work with me here. So, okay, this is my finished list. And of course, just my opinion, just my experiences with people in my life, or people that used to be in my life, that I was able to get their chart information for. And, yeah, I feel like it's pretty accurate to me. I don't think everyone would agree. I feel like a lot of people would not have Gemini moons in their god tier, but sue me. I love Gemini energy. Love, love, love it. Gemini is one of my favorite energies. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for my next videos because they're going to be talking about most aggressive to least aggressive signs and things of that nature. So, all right, bye.